What's up, guys? It's Bryan Paul sitting here in VR as always. This time playing Star Wars Battlefront Rogue One VR mission. Now, I've been meaning to do this for a while. And the deal is that I ran into so many hurdles trying to get this done. We should probably stop here for a second. Just look how cool this is. This is what I've seen at. Just unbelievable seeing this in VR. Now you're seeing this with the PlayStation VR social screen instead of the normal video out that I usually use for Let's Plays. The reason for that is that I did a Let's Play of this already that you didn't see, and Electronic Arts apparently has disabled the share button in the VR mode of this. It's kind of a pain, which means I have to capture it with the social screen output. Looks more like the way reviews do. But that being said, this is pretty cool. This is now my second run through this. You can see you can kind of jump around the garage here, where your vehicle is. Check it out from different angles. There's red. We're going to hop in to the cockpit here. And I just got to say, I mean, you look down at the floor, you see the dirt on the floor. The ship itself is like super interactive. All these buttons, you can push the buttons, and a lot of them do things, which is really crazy. See that? Just the attention to detail is monumental, and I think DICE or Criterion, I think, who did this, it just really deserves to be commended, because this is truly special for Star Wars fans, especially. I don't consider myself a Star Wars fan. I think that would be really disingenuous for me to play this and try to pull myself off as a Star Wars fan. I've seen earlier this year, I did a little run through of all the movies. I was fairly certain I'd never seen any of them, but the strange thing is, it's just so cool. The strange thing is that as I was watching New Hope and Empire, and of course Return of the Jedi, I kind of knew the story arcs. I knew the story structure, and I wasn't sure if that was because it had been parodied so many times, or if I had actually seen these movies when I was a kid. But everyone I know loves Star Wars, just loves Star Wars. So I had blasted through them in the way they were released: 4, 5, and 6, 1, 2, 3, then 7. And I got to be honest, it was probably just too much. And after the original trilogy, I didn't care about pushing through to the prequels. I watched them anyway, and I just didn't care much about what happened. I didn't hate them like most people do, but by the time it came time to watch Episode 7, I had just no interest in the story anymore. So now this is all, of course, tied into Rogue One, and I have zero interest in seeing it. Not because it's not a good movie. I'm sure it's a great movie. The reviews are out. Everybody seems to love it. Like I said, I just don't care. Which is exactly why I hadn't bought Star Wars Battlefront. Also because it was a primarily multiplayer game. I'm just gonna keep pushing buttons. This is fantastic. Yeah, I'm not into multiplayer. I'm not into Star Wars, so none of it made sense for me to buy. And of course, it was a $60 game for a while. So, well, what's the point? And as soon as they released this is a free download. So, well, I want all the VR stuff that I can possibly handle. I want to try it all. Anything I get my hands on, I want to play. Now, and of course, I want to do Let's Plays for you guys too. Even you saw the NBA 2K VR experience. I didn't have zero interest in basketball, but I'm downloading these things so you guys can check them out. Now, Battlefront, the reason I finally bought it was because it's like $10 on Amazon right now. It is ridiculously cheap. It's stupid cheap, $10, and I mean Battlefront itself is it's a great game. You know, I got to play it a little bit when I was waiting for all of the patches to download, and there's quite a few patches and updates to Battlefront proper before it actually allows you to play the VR mission here. Let's see, I think we're going to. Yep, here we go. So just be aware that if you do decide to buy this Battlefront, just put the disc in the second you get it, and start downloading the patches. It's gigs and gigs and gigs and gigs of multiple patches, and it took me 3 days. Not because I have a bad internet connection, but because I kept. I don't know if my PS4 just like decided to quit on some of the patches halfway through, but I'd go to bed and they were downloading. I'd wake up and it said, you know, unable to download. So it was a little bit of a little frustrating couple of days, because I've been wanting to get this video up forever. I've been wanting to try it. Now, this asteroid belt here, this is, I mean, it looks amazing in VR, but it also reminds me of the PlayStation 1 Rebel Assault 2, that's what it was called. And at the time, LucasArts, or the developer, had kind of, I guess, baked their way through an asteroid belt, or presenting you an asteroid belt. It looked very similar to this, but it was all live action, so it was like full motion video, and they sort of cheated their way into creating a believable asteroid belt, but it wasn't terribly believable. It just looked really cool, and it's just crazy to see that. You know, however many years later now, maybe 20 years later, that not only are we playing it in real time, but we're playing it in VR, and it just looks and feels amazing. The constant radio chatter is a little much. I don't. If you're really into the story, then it may work for you. And I think the more you pay attention to it, maybe the more you'll get out of it, obviously. But I just really enjoy like flying around, because it really feels like you're out here in space. Now, if you played, see, what other space shooters have we tried? There's Jackal Assault, which felt like this, but a really light version of it. This is, at the time I called Jackal Assault a proof of concept more than anything else. That, like, you know, the possibility of having a real game was you know, obviously proven with Jackal Assault. This, however, this feels like a piece of a real game. This feels like they just ripped one mission straight out of a full game, and this should be a full game. There's no doubt about it that this just feels absolutely right. Again, you know, I mentioned how detailed the cockpit of the ship looks, but the way it moves, the responsiveness of the ship, just the absolute attention to detail, sound and video is just crazy. You know, the voice acting is phenomenal. I mean, what else would you expect, right? Now, yeah, this just needs to be a full game. And the other one, I've been playing a little bit of Eve Valkyrie lately. And Eve Valkyrie is, I'd say, about on par with this. You know, minus the Star Wars license, but it's phenomenal. It's just got a really short campaign, a lot of multiplayer. Now, we're coming up on the first real action sequence here. Yeah, here we go. So the first time I played this, Bravo 1, the ship that we're escorting, it didn't go so well. I don't know if that's an option or not, but I'm assuming you should be able to save Bravo 1. It's an escort mission. I think you should be able to escort the ship. It didn't take long for that to go down in flames. So we'll see if I do any better this time. But I will say combat here feels fantastic. It's just really, really fluid. When you're fighting the X-Wings, when you're fighting the TIE fighters, they just, they blow up and feel, as fragile as they always seem in the movies. It just feels right. Everything about this feels totally right. There we go, L1, the shield. It's puts a shield over the ship. It does not last long, so I think only we're supposed to use it if you are, it's in a bad situation. I find myself just jamming on L1 every so often, because I feel like I'm always in a bad situation. If there's strategy here, then I'm not totally sure what it is, because there's just too many TIE fighters. They're everywhere. Yeah, this is an absolute mess.
Great shot. This is the Corvette Vigilant calling Rebel forces. Someone need a lift. This is K2SO of Extraction Team Bravo. We would appreciate an immediate transfer to the marginally improved safety of your craft.
Yeah, this is actually going somehow worse than my first playthrough. Apparently I didn't learn anything at all.
Roger that, Red Leader. Bravo 1, head on over for
But yeah, you can fire torpedoes once you get your lock on. You have your normal
Star Destroyer. Bravo Team, this is Red Leader. Take evasive action. We'll cover you. Negative, Red
Oh, here we go. So, just the sense of scale
Come in. Bravo Team is caught in a tractor.
as this flies overhead is unbelievable. Jeez. This,
More TIE fighters approaching. Mark 216.
You get to a point where you're just like, you just feel outnumbered and everything seems a little bit hopeless.
3 more fighters coming in.
What's happening here?
Get back in there. How's it coming, Lou? Lou, you did it! This is Red 4, back at full power.
Engage TIE fighters.
Red flight
That's great.
accelerates to attack speed. We're staying? Still got a job to do, Red 2. Nice shooting.
The effects are fantastic. Like the 3D effects just, it really feels like it's coming at the screen. This is, I don't want to say next level of VR. The VR has only been out for a couple months, but I've tried to get my hands on pretty much everything I can, just so I have some sort of stance here that I can take, so I can see the progress as each game comes out. Which ones look better than the others, and this one just really looks great. I don't know if it's better than the Valkyrie or not, but both of those games are just beautiful, really. Yeah, if you are a Star Wars fan, this is something you should absolutely be checking out. Not a system seller, it's a free download. But again, for the $10 asking price of Battlefront, which is strange too, because while I was waiting for all those patches to download, I was like, well, I guess I'll try out Star Wars Battlefront, and there's some good variety in that game. The speeder bikes, whatever they're called, racing through the jungle, it all looks so. Again, it reminds me of those PlayStation 1 games where they were using the live action footage, the full motion video, to sort of mimic real backgrounds. But again, it was just happening all in real time. Just very movie quality. I am horrible at this.
Bravo team, status update. Evidently, this Imperial
Yeah,
Star Destroyer has not yet run out of Imperial
it's actually really frustrating because I think I only died one time the first time through this, and here I am trying to put on a little show for you guys, and really screwing up bad here. It's also really late. I apologize.
Will tear that U-wing apart before they can even make the jump to hyperspace. Concentrate fire on the Star Destroyer's turbo lasers.
On it, Red Leader.
Now, if I'm right, if we come back here, we're gonna try and take out turrets on. Here we go. This is phenomenal. As you fly close to the surface of the ship, that level of detail, it's so perfect. And taking out turrets that are on the ship, it's just it seems like such a simple mission objective, but it just. It just screams Star Wars, and it just looks Star Wars so perfectly. And I'm just really screwing this up. And these games really aren't my forte. Although I do swear I did better the first time. No proof of that, of course. But yeah, it shouldn't be this hard.
It is unlikely we will succeed. Go ahead on that bad plan, Bravo. We need you to disable the Star Destroyer's targeting array. Let me confirm.
So
You want a handful of
this mission is actually coming to a close here. These turrets here, which I think I just got the last of, and they're gonna shoot me one final objective. Yeah. Attack the targeting array.
So your pilots must get close enough to use their proton torpedoes. A direct hit will momentarily disable the Star Destroyer's tractor beam, allowing us a brief window to escape.
Wait, let me guess what comes next. Then we run like hell.
Correct.
That really is a terrible plan.
Correct.
I love it.
Roger that. Okay, Roger that. Okay, Red Flight, this is it. Begin an attack run on their targeting array.
Ready to go, Red Leader.
Yeah, brilliant explosion.
The targeting array?
The targeting array is down.
See if I can get out of here.
Looking out, huh?
Way to go, Red 4.
Pretty embarrassing. Oh,
The plan has worked. We are free from the tractor beam. All right, team, this is it. Once that U-wing is clear, we can all go home.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
I don't remember that alarm happening last time either. Maybe it's the last chance alarm. Oh well. So again, not a great playthrough. I probably could have done this 5 minutes faster if it wasn't for all the deaths. But at least you guys got a chance to really check out what this VR mission is all about. And God willing, they make a full game out of it. It'd be phenomenal.
Red Flight, report in.
So again, lots and lots of radio chatter. Tells a decent story. I mean, you get to,
Flight on station, Admiral.
if these are characters from the movie, then again, sorry. This is not something I have a ton of knowledge about.
Bravo team to Red Flight. We're departing for
Rogue
base
One, zero knowledge about specifically,
rescuing our
but
rescue mission.
which I'm sure it's all connected. It's in the title.
The passenger you're carrying is worth it. I hope she is too. Good luck. There's no such thing.
This was definitely a very cool move of EA. This is obviously a solid game engine. A lot of care was put into the detail in this interior here, and everything just works right. And I like that once you look down, you get like this little reticle there where you can push buttons with it. So these aren't maps to different like shoulder buttons or face buttons on the controller. It's just you look down and you look at what you want to push, and that's it. It feels really natural. It's very cool. I'm sure there's buttons I've missed on this ship, and I can't wait to go back in and push them all. Buttons aren't toys.
2,
You know, they are. They're totally toys. And that's it. You get some stats here. You get stars over there on the right-hand side, which is sort of like achievements or trophies, which I don't think there's actually any trophies associated with this. It's died 6 times. It felt like 100. And it says offline. I'm wondering if the other 2 are. I think they're always AI controlled, but you can probably see how you rank on leaderboards. And that's it. I'm gonna call it quits here. I'm gonna hang out with Red here in the garage, and you guys let me know what you think. All right. I'll see you next time.